Just getting camera set up here. We just triggered Cinnamon. She's gonna go, figure out what's going on here today. And I'm gonna bring you guys up on my screen so I can have the chat as we go along. Maybe fix this little camera here so you're not so uneven. See if we can fix it. Maybe we won't be able to, but pretty close. Successful connection. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? How are you guys? How are you guys? Let's move this a little bit. Move this way just a little bit. Move this way just a little bit. Go down just a little bit. So we're kind of on the level. I think we're kind of on the level. Hi. Welcome to Home Stitchery Decor. If you haven't been here before, I am Jolene. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I have a big craft business, and we do a bunch of lives here on YouTube. So we were doing a live yesterday, and a whole bunch of people were like, when are you going to do your next live? And I said, how about tomorrow at 1:30 my time? So here we are, 1:30 my time. We're going to sew a bit of a rug today. So we're going to get a couple of bobbins wound and get on with the process. Hello, everyone. We're going to sew a 24 strip rug. Technically, this is not a jelly roll because I cut the strips myself. I used my Accuquilt studio cutter strip cutting machine, and I bought the fabric by the bolt, and then I cut it myself. So I'm going to use my Singer Heavy Duty. This one's kind of on its way out, but it's super fast for sewing strips. So I'm going to see if it will cooperate here today, and if not, we'll switch out to a different machine. But sometimes it can be friendly. And who have we got here today? Are my regular girls signing on? If you see me talking up, looking up top over this way, it's because I have my big, I can't get this threaded for the life of me. I have my big television screen on over here, and I can see the comments as they come in, comments, questions, all that kind of stuff over on that big screen a little bit better. And I know what you guys are thinking. Why the heck is she stringing that thing through a straw? Well, I get going pretty quick, and any single thing I can do to reduce a problem, like with the thread bouncing around, I do. So I taped a straw here to the top of my machine, and it's actually worked out pretty good. Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear? Got the mic on today. Sometimes we have mic issues. Somebody give me a comment if you can hear me. Please and thank you. And very funny, but we have the wrong presser foot plugged in. It's because we have like 6 different presser feet down here for all the different machines here. So let's try this one and see if it works. No, it's not going to be that one. There we go. So we're just going to wind a couple of bobbins, get going here. I have a pretty casual sewing room when we're not doing like the actual edited videos. Essentially, I just invite you into my sewing room, and you can ask questions as we go along. We're building a huge community here. We've got over 7,000 subscribers on this channel, so that's amazing. And we've got a whole bunch of members as well, 12 to be precise right now. So we just opened memberships up a couple of weeks ago. That's going pretty good. And when I started with the rugs and have just grown my business exponentially since I started with the rugs, adding one product onto another. So I have rugs, dish drawing mats, tea towels, soup bowl cozies, crocheted dishcloths. I have Christmas cards. I have my regular card collection. I have embroidery, like lace Christmas ornaments that I do. Gosh, what else do I do here? Potato bags, fridge magnets, placemats, dinner napkins, just all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, so this is going to be the last bobbin that we wind here, and then we're going to get right into sewing this project. So get your coffee ready here, and you can ask me anything. I have absolutely no secrets. If you haven't been to the channel before, I'm Jolene. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and I own home Stitchery Decor and have been doing this since 2018. And this year we're going big on YouTube, so we do a bunch of lives. And I know some of my regulars will be here for a Friday afternoon cup of coffee with me. We're going to do a 24 strip rug, just a small one here this afternoon. Hello, Hamid East. I'm good. Hamid East. I think that's how we say that. I hope I'm right. Hello, hello. Everybody say hi. Tell us where you're from if you want to. Okay, so we've got a nice gray thread here. We're using a 40 weight polyester thread. I put everything that you need for all the materials, everything are in the video description for you guys. So if you need any of these supplies, go and click on one of the links. It'll take you through. I don't have any secrets whatsoever. I made a big Amazon shopping list there for you guys. If you need it, all the links I'm an affiliate for, so that's how I get paid. But typically I don't make that much money off of links. And that's okay. I just I'm trying to build my YouTube channel up here, but I don't keep any secrets whatsoever. I'm going to tell you everything that I use because you need to use this too. And I'm hoping to just encourage a whole bunch of people to start their own businesses or start crafting and make crafts for their family, because I cannot make this stuff for everybody, and you're going to learn how to do it if you want to learn. So why don't I teach it? Okay, so we've got a cup of coffee here. Hi, sweet EVE from Boston. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so I cut the strips myself. If you guys are just joining us, I use the Accuquilt Studio cutting machine. I put a link in the description for the Accuquilt. I use the Studio. I use the 2.5 inch die cutting machine. And you can get the electric versions as well. And the electric versions of Accuquilt are currently on sale. I did see that yesterday. So if you copy and paste the link in the video description, I'll take you there. Or if you don't want to copy and paste links, you have to wait for a few hours after this video is done for YouTube to process it. And then I will be able to go in and edit it and make all the links clickable. Okay, so this is just a bunch of different grays that I threw together. And essentially right now we need to miter them end to end. So the first piece you're going to lay down and it's going to go left, right with your sewing machine. The second, I'm good. Other than I do have a bit of a headache today. True story. I wish I didn't, but I do. Hi, Steph. Happy Friday. Steph's one of my regulars. We're going to take our next piece of 2.5 inch cotton here, and we're going to lay it face down on top of the one we just put, but now we're going to put it this way. So the first one went left, right. The next one goes top, bottom, and then you just twist it and you sew a straight line on the diagonal. And I always do, oh, if I had put this on straight, that might have helped. I always do a little back stitch at the beginning and the end. just to make sure those two pieces stay together. So it looks like this when you're done. You're going to have a little square. But when you're going to cut off this triangle here on the back of it, and I just do like a 1/4 inch basically. So cut that off. I'll see if I can get it out of the way here. Cut that off. Now it looks like this, but when you flip the fabric over, you've got a continuous piece of fabric. So we're going to join 24 strips. I did not fix the Singer. The Singer, I cleaned it because Steph was here when we booted this one out the door. I cleaned it and I put a new needle in it. And I'm going to try to sew just the straight of the tube with this one because it goes so much faster. But I don't trust it to do the zigzag anymore. So if we when we go to the zigzag, I'm going to use my new Pfaff Quilt Ambition. But I like to beat the crap out of my machines. Like if they're not smoking, they're not broken. So I use them until they are done. So we'll see if this one can join. I did try a few pieces of it after I cleaned and oiled the whole machine here. Put a new needle in it, all the things. But it's the same machine. So fingers crossed. Go, Singer, go. Yeah, all we need to do is sew the tubes really fast, right? Because people will get bored and they'll leave the channel and oh my goodness, all the things. So this is, like I said, 24 strips of fabric. I typically have my rugs anywhere from 20 strips up to 42 strips. And I like to have a good variety of my rugs when I go and do my Christmas markets because some people can only afford the smaller part of the rug. So right now, gosh, I think we counted and I had 98 rugs done for my Christmas markets. And I'd like to have, I'm going to be bold and say like 140 sewn for my Christmas markets, ready to go. And the Christmas markets for me start on November 6th. And yeah, we'll see if we can get a few more of these sewn. I did start the year sewing the big rugs. Most of my big rugs are already done because I always try to start with the hardest project and then work my way back. And then everything else seems easier. So I try to do that with all my work. If I've got something hard to do, I do it first, get it out of the way, and then the whole day seems easier. I don't make Christmas skirts right now, but I did see on Accuquilt that they have a wedge die. I don't know. Do you use Accuquilt at all, Sweet Evie? Is it just Evie? They have a wedge die that is just for making the tree skirts, and I saw that the other day, and I thought, I should probably get that and make some maybe for next year. I go into the markets with a massive amount of stock. And so, you know, as much as I'd like to make every single product, I have to maintain the product lines as I go. Oh, you want to try making the jelly roll Christmas tree skirt? I haven't made that one either. No. Oh, but you want one. They're expensive. I get it. But if you're making stuff to sell like I am, there's no other way to go. That's my scrap. That's Cat. I knew it was Cat. I should have just said, hi, Cat. But I always try to make sure I'm calling you girls your right names. Some of you guys are new here. We have a whole bunch of regulars that come here all the time because it's super fun and we're trying to help each other out. And mostly I teach you what I do, but there's a whole bunch of girls on here that have been coming back regularly since I started doing the lives here a couple of weeks. And we're getting a whole bunch of just really connected people here. So if we're chatting back and forth, interrupt. That's what we all did to begin with. Started chatting with each other. So join the group. it's taking off pretty good, and we seem to be fun. So Kat is saying, I read earlier today that the tariffs have been lifted. Hopefully that helps our Canadian friends' business. I'm Canadian. I hope so too. You know, we don't talk a lot of politics here on this channel because dang. But I am just kind of over this back and forth stuff. It's been really hard on small businesses everywhere. So hopefully these guys can get sorted out what they're going to do with that and leave us sewing people the heck out of it, because all we want to do is have fun, and we don't talk politics here on this channel. All right. This one wasn't cut quite straight. I'm just getting started sewing crafts. I normally make clothing. Well, that's interesting. I was hesitant to mention it. No, you know what? I'll give you guys my take on this, just so we're all very clear. And like don't get offended. Nobody get offended. Nobody get your head like mad about this. But here's what I think. I don't like how do you say this without getting, somebody's going to get offended. Okay, so then I guess maybe we just don't care. I have a job surrounded by politics. Sewing is my happy place. Okay, and I get that, right? My grandparents didn't go to wars so that I could stick my head in the sand. That's what I think. So I want to be like affecting some change in the world through positive happiness. That's what I think. I think we could be kinder to one another all over the place. I think that just because I don't like somebody as a person doesn't mean every single thing they're doing is wrong. I think there's reasons for everything. So that's what I think. If you want to talk to me about it on a one-on-one level, I'm probably not even going to do that, because it's just energy sucking, and we're here to have a good time and make some friends and do some sewing. And it's so divisive. It doesn't matter which side you're on. It's divisive. So that's what I think. And I can't imagine sitting and watching TV all day. Yeah, I can't either. Can you imagine me getting all this stuff done if I watch TV all day? Like, it's just impossible. Now, I will say this. When I have to, like, produce, right? Like, I need to make some stuff. The only way I can stay super focused is to turn something nonsensy on my television that I don't have to, like, pay super duper attention to. And then I just let it play. So I'll watch, like, Netflix series. I just finished The Crown for, like, the third time. And now, because I've watched it, I don't have to stop every single time to watch everything. And last night I was up sewing till like midnight, and I was watching Selling Sunset. So, like, a real estate show out of California with the Oppenheim guys. I should have put my hair back because it's tickling my face. Your outlet is sewing as well. Well, you probably were going to like it here. This is kind of what we do. All kinds of things crafting. You would think a zillion channel there would be something worth watching. I know. My goodness. I had to shut my craft room door last night because I always say to my husband, whose like TV is like down the hall here from me, I always say, what is with it with murder television? Like, everybody is like shooting people and screaming like all day, freaking every day. It's absolutely crazy. Why can't we have something else on the television? I forgot to grab a basket. So at some point I'm going to have to grab a basket here. I apologize. I'm going to have to like bump around my camera, grab a basket. Okay, so this is what the strips look like now. And we have to cut off, where they're joined together with the threads and this triangle. And I just cut it, like I said, a little 1/4 inch. And I'll probably get a bigger pair of scissors for this one here. So I would be happier if I had the basket right now. So I'm just going to grab one because I forgot to. So bear with me, you guys. One sec. Got to move the camera. I do have one on this side. It's got a couple rugs already in it that I need to sew up. Okay. Ooh, I managed to get around. All right. Here's my basket. Anyone watched Ghosts? It's nothing funny, easy to watch show. There's American. What is it? What's it about? Or is this like Ghosts? Is that the one? Like with an S on the end of it, where it's like the house is haunted by a whole bunch of like different ghosts, and I think if that's the one, um I have seen a couple episodes of that. But it's hard too. Like I turn on my television, I have no idea what time anything is on, like at all. Because I just don't watch television that often, right? So anything that I actually like will be on the PVR, and then I go do that. I don't mind music sometimes, but I like to sing, and my husband doesn't like my singing. So I try not to do a bunch of singing when he's home. I am a huge fan of podcasts as well, like podcasts all day. I could listen to my business podcasts all day, every day. Like I just love them. And there's so many out there that I like totally nerd out on podcasts. And I listen to like science podcasts and business podcasts, like investment podcasts and money management podcasts and mental health podcasts and just all kinds of stuff. Like I don't listen to too many story things. I listen to things where I'm going to learn. So kind of crazy. 2 cats. Keep forgetting about podcasts. I live with 2 dogs and 2 cats. They don't care of singing stuff. Funny. Well, it's just because I like to sing so loud, and sometimes I put on offensive rap music, and I sing to that too because I am Gen X. We discovered the other day, wasn't it? So we have a lack of filters and a love of rap music. Some of the old school, like, you shouldn't be saying that with the kids around. And we don't have children. I don't know if anybody knew that, but we don't have any kids here. No kids. We are childless. It's a bit noisy. I'm trying to watch this as you guys are doing your chat thing too. And I'm like, I knew this would happen. I knew as soon as I started doing lives, we would get a bunch of girls in here that actually connected with one another. And I would be able to just pop in every once in a while, say something, and the whole chat thing would go off. And yeah, people would just make some friends. Yeah, I have a dog. Yes, you're right. I do have a dog, and her name is Cinnamon, and she's here all the time. And she is more of a baby than any baby. She's like she's 11. She's a Cocker Spaniel, but she is the happiest little dog. If you have kids, like anybody that has kids, right? You know when a kid wakes up from a nap, like a 2-year-old kid wakes up from a nap, and they're happy. That is my dog in a nutshell. All day, every day. That's my dog. Okay, so I've got a whole bunch of batting here underneath this big table in a basket. And I bought that batting like on the bolt, and I cut it with my Accuquilt cutting machine. But I also have now on my website, which I link the products here on the video for you guys, I have the 50-yard Pellon batting, and I have tube makers on my website now. I don't have any jelly rolls. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. I have a bunch that I'm going to take to the Christmas markets. But for right now, you can, if you want to, and you live in Canada, it's, I don't know if it would be very efficient. You can try checking it out and see how much it would cost to ship to the States. But it might not be that cost efficient to buy it from me to ship it to you from Canada. But you can check it out. The shipping is automatically calculated if you add to cart on my Shopify store. And you have options on Shopify too. I know a couple of you girls have bought things like the Mandela designs, that kind of thing, and have paid with PayPal. It makes no difference to me. Somebody messaged me and they said, "Oh, what do you prefer for payment?" I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care. I have Shopify. It's a professional website. There's credit card protections, all that kind of stuff, but you pay how you want to. Okay, so now we're going to put the batting into the fabric strip. So I started off by folding it over just about, 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm just going to make a little insert into my clover tube maker. So the clover tube maker comes in it has 4 parts basically. So I just fold my fabric, the edge over, and then I fold it in half into the middle. So now it looks like this. And I stick it through the biggest part of the tube maker and just pull it through. And then I put the holder up inside and click it into place. Now you'll be able to pull your fabric through and it'll fold in half as you go. So this is what it's going to look like as we go. Now I'm going to do the same again, except for I'm just folding the tube in half again before I stick it through the next part of the clover tube maker. So take the 2 pieces apart, click them apart, fold your fabric in half, and just slide it through the mechanism. So now it looks like this. Then you grab the part that holds it and you line it up and you click it into place again. Now, when we pull our fabric, you'll pull your fabric down, it's folded in half once. You pull the other section down, it's folded in half twice. So that's essentially how we start it. Back to the top, I've left 3/4 open up at the top, like to fold over. So it looks like that. I showed you that part already. Now just fold it in like a present. So bring the corners in on a diagonal. Both of them, fold it in half to the center, fold it in half to the center again. And essentially, this is how it looks when I get it started. So it's just a little rectangle, basically, is what it is. And I'm using a Singer heavy duty for this. I've got 40 weight polyester thread. My length is currently set at 3. My tension set at 5. My needle position is in the middle. And we're only doing 24 strips here today, so this should go fairly quick. But I want to tell you guys, if you guys need me on this chat, just message the same thing because you're chatting so much. It's awesome. I love it. Okay, there is, oh my goodness, a whole boatload of you guys here today. Okay, hi, I'm Jolene. I'm from Stitchery Decor. We're making a jelly roll rug, but technically today it's a fabric strip rug because I cut the fabric strips myself. And I have a business here in Calgary. I teach everything I do here. We do all kinds of lives. There's all kinds of products on my website. And everything you need to do this project is links in the video description. And then after the video is done processing by YouTube in a few hours, there'll actually be clickable links. And Sabrina's here too. Hi, Sabrina. She's just joined in. You guys, I'm going to tell you about the channel giveaways first. On the channel, if you're subscribed to the channel, go watch the videos that have the gold presents on them and follow the instructions on those videos. Those are for subscribers, and you can win things like jelly rolls or a clover fabric tube maker. But we also had, I opened up memberships to the channel. It's $2 a month for a paid membership. And when we reach 150 paid members of the channel, we're going to do this draw for this huge pile of gifts. You'll have to give me your address. We'll get in touch with you, blah, blah, blah. So it's a huge pile. I'll save the biggest gift for last year. So stick with us. But last week we made fridge magnets with my new magnet maker, and you'll receive a set of 6 Christmas fridge magnets. You'll receive a fabric clover tube maker if you're the winner. You will receive this Christmas dish towel that we did on a live a couple weeks ago. Pretty interactive. You can go back and watch this live if you want to. And then a couple days ago, we did soup bowl cozies, and we took a vote while we were doing that live. And I said to them, everybody that was watching, would you rather have 2 finished soup bowl cozies, or would you rather have a kit of 4 unfinished cozies? And they took a vote, and they said they would rather have the unsewn ones. So there's a kit of 4. So you can make yourself a set of 4. And there's all video tutorials on my channel for all of this as well. So you'll receive it in the package, and then you can watch the tutorial. And then a couple days before that, I launched my first ever book, which is available on Amazon. It's called From Zero to YouTuber. Anybody can purchase this book. The link is in the video description. It's by Jolene Airy, and it basically teaches you what I do here to make money on YouTube. So if that's something you're interested in or know somebody that is, that's a great add-on gift. Then we had a live where we sewed 2 Christmas placemats, reversible, with Robert Kaufman Christmas fabric. Super cute. And then, hi Dina, just joining. Wine, Dina's been sewing. And then we have the FAF gift box, which is amazing. It's really cool. Okay, so we've got 2 quilting rulers in here, a rotary cutter, rotary blades, 2 packs of needles, and then on the bottom of the box, because it's multi-layered here, we have the rotating cutting mat. So this draw that we're going to do is when we reach 150 paid members. We're currently sitting at 12, which is pretty good, considering I just started a couple weeks ago and not a lot of people knew me, which is, you got to start somewhere. So when we reach 150 paid members of the channel, we are going to do a draw, put all those names into a randomizer, and draw the winner. And you have to give me your address, and then I'm going to send that to you free of charge. But you have to be a paid member. So now how to join the channel. There's a little join button at the top of your screen. You can always go back to the main channel, and there'll be a join button there as well. Or you can join the channel with the link in the video description. That FAF gift box is off the hook. It really is. It's pretty amazing. Okay, now I feel like my head's out of the picture here. And this is going to be loud. There's no way to make this not loud. Sorry, guys. All right, give it a little turn. All right, so I think we've got like 6 of my regular girls that are here all the time. If you're watching the chat, you'll be able to see that these girls are the members as well. And hi, Anissa. Welcome. If you're a member of the channel, your comments and everything will be highlighted. So your comments or like your username is highlighted. So who's here that's a member? Steph's a member. Dina's a member. Sabrina's a member. Kat's a member. Yeah, and Dina's going to teach the Jelly Roll Rug at her quilt shop next month. So that's amazing. You're a member. Yeah, you are, because I can see you've got it highlighted. And so my goal for this channel is to grow it as big as like Mr. Beast, but for crafters. And we're going to do all kinds of crazy fun things here. So join in on the fun if you want to. If you want to join the club for $2 a month, we would love to have you. All right, so this gets super duper loud on this Singer Heavy Duty, but it goes super fast. And so far we haven't broken any thread. So that's a bonus, because a couple weeks ago we had to basically throw this one to the side. It was just being miserable. And I just so happened to buy a new machine that day, which is the FAF Creative Ambition 635, which is off to the side here. And I should have put a link in for that sewing machine, but I didn't. So if you want to look at those sewing machines, give it a few hours after the live, and I'll be able to go back into YouTube and edit. They just take a few hours to process live videos. So if you've never worked with the tube maker, just pull down like 8 inches max and hold your fabric with your thumb and hold it so that it doesn't go like this. Some people are saying you need to clip it with a Wonder Clip, and I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Hold it with your thumb in the center as you pull the sections down. Keep it fairly snug. You don't want the tube to have a bunch of slack, and then you can sew it actually super fast. What happened to the FAF? The FAF, okay, here's the thing. I want to use my machines until they're like literally smoking on fire, right? So this Singer sews super fast. The FAF does not sew as fast. And I'm all about like time production. So this machine doesn't want to zigzag currently. I may have it serviced, or I may just use it for the straight stitch, because the FAF actually has a bit wider of a zigzag on it, which makes it easier on the next step of the rug. So I'm kind of switching back and forth. I've been in business for quite a while now, since 2018. And okay, Steph, you can post a picture of the rug, I believe, in the community tab. So when you go to my YouTube channel, there's a community tab. Try to post it there, or tag me on Instagram so we can see your rug. The tube maker is a game changer. And I don't know. It's like reason number 987 that I fired all my staff. The staff that I had hired last year told me this machine was broken when it sew a straight stitch, which obviously it's doing right now. And they couldn't, they told me that the tube maker slowed them down. I'm like, what? What? And this is my own color combo. Yeah. So I buy like jelly rolls pre-done, and then I buy coordinated fabric, and I cut my own, and then I pick my own colors. So this is a color I've had, I think like for a couple of years I've had this color now, and this rug is actually for sale on my website already. But I have these huge bins. I'll show you guys. In the community tab. So go to my YouTube channel, find community, and you should be able to post a picture in there. Okay, try that. And if not, tag me on Instagram. Okay, so I have these huge, like 12 by 12 inch bins, and I keep my jelly roll fabric in them. But I also, when I've cut my own strips, I have them on my website already done, but then I have more. So as those sell out, I have more in this bucket, and I have buckets and buckets of these, where I can just grab another rug and fill it in. And then this way I'm not making what hasn't sold, but also I'm not always updating my website with new products, because I'll make like, I think the most I've made of one rug is like $30. And it's a gray rug, if you're wondering what color, because gray always sells at my markets. First, when you were talking about the rugs, I thought you were all talking about the singer. No, we're talking about the rugs. Yeah. So we just sew as quickly as we can these 24 strips, and then I'm going to show you how to sew the rug round and round, but this machine does do this pretty quick when it's working. And so far it seems to be working. If you're doing a 40 strip rug, I think it's 3 yards, because the fabric is cut at 2.5 inches. And if you're cutting your own batting, I cut my batting at 2.5 inches too. Oh, I spoke too soon. Look at that. The thread broke. Bugger. Bugger, bugger, bugger. I just looked at the fabric, and I'll tell you exactly why this thread broke. This one, this color of fabric, some of it is really, I want to say like almost waxy feeling. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You ever get a fabric that just kind of feels like a little sticky? That's what this fabric feels like to me. And I was going super fast on it, and I probably shouldn't have. But we'll see. This could also be this machine's last appearance. Yes, 3 yards of fabric for 40 strips. If I made one, as cats could lay on it. Yeah. Okay. So my dog loves to lay on these too. My little cinnamon dog. Okay, who knows what I'm talking about with the wax fabric? Yep, wax feeling, not my fave. I don't know what, like, I don't get it. I don't know why they do that. They have pretty patterns, but they often feel like sticky. So now, rule of thumb here, I'm going to slow down on the stickier colors. And that should, I'm hoping, alleviate the thread breaks. I'm not sure why you would need, I think you said backup fabric, and then the comment just left. But I'm not sure why you would need backup fabric for this process. It's a pretty simple sewing project at 2.5 inches. As long as you cut everything correct, you should be good to go. Yeah, it's like they forgot the last step of washing the fabric out before they cut it. So like when they're processing material, there's a whole process like for dyeing material and stuff. And some fabric just seems tacky. But what can you do? Yeah, I keep extra fabric. Well, I get what you're saying now. How much extra fabric am I buying? So when I buy fabric, I buy it by the bolt. And then I cut out as many projects as I can. I cut out, like for like a gray medium size rug is what I'm talking about. I cut out like 30 of the same rug. So I bought multiple bolts of this gray fabric, and now it's coming to the end of it. I don't have any more in my stash, like to make, I have a bit of it to make tea towels, but I don't have any meters of it anymore. And the rugs that I had pre-cut, I think I probably have 10 of this color left in the different sizes. And then I'm going to be moving on to a new gray, because I've had this gray in my collection for like, gosh, this will be the third Christmas I've had it. And I have new grays coming, so watch for those. If you don't like this gray, wait a minute, I'll have more. So here's a good trick for you guys if you're using that Accuquilt cutter. With the studio dies, which are the big thick dies, not the Super Cozy die we were working with yesterday, but the strip dies, I can cut one 40 strip rug at a time. So what I do is I buy 10 coordinated colors of fabric, and then I cut like 40 of each color. So now I've got I've got a migraine, you guys. So I've got 10 different colors, right? And I cut one rug in each color. Then I lay out all the strips and I make a 40 strip rug out of those 10 colors. So I go around 4 times. I have each color repeating 4 times in the rug. And it's super quick if you do it that way. You can layer the fabric. Like, I pre-cut it to whatever it is, 13.5 inches before I lay it down on the die. I cut it off the bolt. I lay down multiple layers of that, put the plastic on top, roll it through the roller, and when it pops out the other side, I have 40 strips, which is essentially a 40 strip rug. And then I do that 10 times with the 10 colors, and then I pull the strips. So I've got colors that repeat 4 times in a rug. Does that make sense? So reason number 892 to buy an Accuquilt cutting machine. They're pricey, but we were working on soup cozies yesterday and essentially worked it out. If you bought the machine and the fabric with one bolt of wrap and zap batting at 90 inches by 9 yards, you would have your whole entire system paid for after making 120 soup bowl cozies, which you could do. I can make 60 soup bowl cozies in a day if I use my Accuquilt cutting machine and all the processes here. So it would take you 2 days to make your money back on that machine. Just with the example of the soup bowl cozies. And you can rewatch that live too that we did yesterday. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about, but I have a migraine today. We're in Calgary. We have these really weird weather patterns this summer of like high and low pressure. And I just seem to be really sensitive to it this year. So it is what it is. But you know what? I don't let much stop me. I knew there were going to be a bunch of girls here this afternoon because we did a live yesterday, and I told them I would be here at 1:30. So I'm here at 1:30. And I did not come into my studio today until 1:15 p.m. So I had a whole bunch of other things to do around the house. I had a couple errands to run. I had to deal with, and not even like deal with, right? But we have like a weed man comes. And so he was here doing the weed and feed stuff, but we dug up all of our irrigation here when I had a flood a couple weeks ago, and we just put some grass seed on it. So I went out and had a chat with him, and he gave me a couple of tips for some of the stuff we were doing with the new grass seed, which was helpful. And we've had the same people here for, I don't know, 25 years or something. So they know our They know our yard, so had a little chat and said hello. I can't believe I missed an hour of the live. You haven't, though. We've only been here since 1:30. So 1:30, and now it's okay. Well, it's 2:30 now, I guess. You did miss, if you're just joining us, you did miss an hour of the live. Okay, so we're using the fabric clover tube maker. If you haven't seen it before, it comes in a box like this. I know a lot of people come and go from these lives. We're sewing a fabric strip rug, otherwise known as a jelly roll rug, but I cut my own strips. So this is a fabric strip rug. We're making a 24 strip rug this afternoon. We're going to sew the tube first, and then we're going to sew round and round and round. 3:30 in Texas. So now Dina and Sabrina are going to become best friends because they're both from Texas. Whereabouts in Texas are you girls from? 1:30 in Washington. And was it Seattle that you're from, Steph? Because I know we were talking to somebody from Snohomish, and I'm hoping I'm saying that right. And you said she was like 3 or 4 hours away from you the other day. North Texas. Burlington, Texas. Never heard of it. But how many of you guys here have heard where I'm from, which is Calgary, Alberta, Canada? I mean, it's just a thing, right? McKinney. Oh, Deborah. Vic, you're outside Houston. Hi, Deborah. Deborah, have you been here before? If not, welcome. We have a pretty good time here. Ask anything about these rugs too as we're going along. I'm sewing with the Clover fabric tube maker. I'm pulling my fabric, 8 to 10 inches at a time. I'm making sure I hold it with my thumb and my hand underneath. Don't give it any slack after you've done the fold, and it should sew into your machine pretty good. Oh, you've been to the Stampede. Yes. North Vancouver, south end of Washington. So far, okay. Hello. Your first time, Deborah. Hi, Deborah. And Sabrina and Dina are now besties. They're getting together for coffee tomorrow. And Michelle Templeton has been to the Calgary Stampede. It's quite the show, isn't it? A lot of people from Calgary leave town during the Stampede. Like, I did it for so many years, and now I don't bother going. And I did try to find a way to have a moderator on this video, and when I signed onto it, I could not see any way to add a moderator. So I'm going to have to Google the instructions, because I only came into my studio at 1:15, and I'm sure if there's a way to do it, I just need to follow the instructions. But this morning I did not come into my studio until it was just about time to do this live. And when I looked at the options like you girls were telling me, I couldn't find a way to add somebody. Yeah. Came from Nebraska. Oh, that's exciting. Did you just come to watch, or are you into rodeo stuff where you're from as well? It's a huge deal. If you guys haven't ever been to the Calgary Stampede, it's absolutely freaking amazing. We have a massive rodeo fair. Market pavilions, entertainment, food, chuck wagon races. It's a 10-day event here in our city. It's absolutely crazy. It started I want to say gosh, 100 years ago at least, when our city was first being, oh, your dad was participating. Wow. Okay, I can look into that. Very techy spammers or cheap entertainment. Yep, they are. Is that the Dixie Stampede? No, this is the Calgary, Alberta Stampede. And your dad was participating. And what was your dad participating in? Because we have like this huge rodeo, right? Like we're talking NFR, except for in Canada. And so actually a lot of people that win things in the NFR, they come up here to compete for the Stampede. You have to qualify for it. It's an insane qualification process to be able to get in. And it's big, big, big money. Big money, lots of fun, entertainment all over the city. The whole city is like we have a huge city, like even just like demographically, the land space that our city takes up is huge, and the whole city is like plastered with Calgary Stampede flags. And a lot of people in the city will dress Western for the 10 days. All of the people on the news are dressed Western. There's a huge parade to kick off the event. A couple years ago, well, this past year, Shania Twain was the parade marshal. 2 years ago, um, it was Kevin Costner. Yeah, we should all be sewing jelly rolls right now. Can we plan for that sometime? Have a big, like, I don't know if we could do that live, like where we invite everybody else to be on a live. Maybe I'll Google that. Calf roping. He won several buckles for calf roping. Well, congratulations. That's quite an accomplishment. Considering the amount of talent that we get up here, if you win something up here, you got it together. Pretty crazy. Oh, we need to have a Zoom. I don't have Zoom. I do Google Meet, but I don't have Zoom. You have to, the thing with Zoom is if it's over, I believe if it's over an hour, you have to pay for it. And that's another business expense I don't want to pay, because we're not making buckets of money here yet. One day we will. Who have we got here? I know we've got, oh my gosh, we got 45 people watching. Hi guys, if you're just joining in, I'm Jolene from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to the Home Stitchery Decor channel. Today we're sewing fabric rugs. I have too many sewing pedals under my feet here. Google Meet, that might work. Yeah, I think I don't know if Google Meet has a time limit on it. I can't look that up. Can somebody look that up? Yeah, everybody watching, if you like it here, hit a thumbs up, or subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more stuff like this. We have on the channel too, like, I just got these new glasses. I'm not sure if I like them. On the channel here, we have the full length tutorial too, where I walk you through each step. It's a 24-minute tutorial that shows you how to sew the jelly roll rug. Today we're doing a sew along, and that video has over 42,000 views on it now. So that's pretty exciting. It's called the Ultimate Jelly Roll Rug Tutorial. And it has, you'll know it's my video because it has 4 jelly rolls and then my logo in the middle of it. Jacksonville, Florida. Hi, Elizabeth. StreamYard. Never heard of StreamYard. Today we are doing strips. Today I did 225 2.5 inch squares into groups of, oh my gosh. What were you thinking? That's a lot. What are you going to do with them? Michelle Templeton? That's a lot. This is the first sewing project I did today. I maybe will do more, but I had a whole bunch of stuff to do this morning, so I couldn't get in here to work until a bit later. And honestly, I didn't want to. So I own this place, so I can do what I want. Yep, I don't feel like coming into work till 1:30 on a Friday afternoon. Can you imagine that being my life? Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Had I had something booked, I would have been in here. That's just the first of the quilt. Oh my goodness. Well, now we're all intrigued. So, I would say we're probably getting close to 2/3 done these strips. Which is pretty quick. Right now we're using a Singer heavy duty machine, and then we're going to switch to a FAF. Google Meet is a 60-minute limit, 100 people max. Yeah. We should see if we can do like lives. I think you could do lives like where you invited people to the lives on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you could. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen other creators invite people to their lives. One more thing to look up, and then one more thing to look up, and then one more thing. That's what we do. Go to the next step, and the next step, and the next step. Yeah, doesn't mean you can't do one at the end of the 60 minutes. That's correct. Set another one up. Is this an exclusive club? Well, kind of. I have a YouTube channel. Hi, I'm Jolene from Stitchery Decor. I teach all the things I do here on my business, and we started doing live videos here a couple of weeks ago, and I opened up the members portion of the channel as well. So it's $2 a month to join the channel, but you can watch here all the time and just interact if you don't want to be a paid member of the channel. The paid membership is going towards a huge prize pack that we have right now. And when we reach 150 paid members of the channel, we're going to do a draw for this prize pack that I have that's $430. I'm doing a hexagon wall hanging, sewing by hand, no machine sewing. Oh my goodness. I'm actually looking at crochet. The teddy rabbits look so cool. The teddies and rabbits look so cool. Well, that's cool. All right, there it went. I think we're not paying attention to our sewing machine here, and it's buggered up the thread. We really want to sew this strip on the Singer because it goes so super fast, but this machine has been used and used and abused and used and abused, and now it's grumpy. Okay, so let's get a different bobbin because that one is done. Who needs to see what's in the prize pack, or if have you guys been here for a while? Because we do have a members only draw that's going to happen when we reach 150 paid members. So I'm not sure how many people have been here for a while, but if you want to see the what's in the going to be in the draw, let me know and I'll pull it all out here and give you guys a tour of what's in the draw. If you want to join the channel, there's a join button at the top of your screen, and if you go back to the main channel, there will be a join button there too. or there's a join link in this video description. Have you thought about how many sweets in the jar? Yeah, we could, not really, honestly. I've seen that done before, but I'm not going to be doing that. Just because I've got too many things on the go here already. And I have some big plans for my Christmas market, so I'm kind of full up on what I can do for this. But I have seen that done before. It's a good idea if you need to get some engagement on stuff. But right now we're doing like sewing stuff jar or prize. Okay, what did we do to the sewing machine? Any guesses as to why? Like we've said before, you guys, this machine was buggering up last week. I've cleaned it, I've serviced the whole thing. I don't think I'm ever going to trust it for a zigzag again. And it's just being a little asshole. Love the plants, by the way. Oh, thank you so much. I love the plants too. Brings me some joy and happiness in here. Cleans the air. Is a little fresh. And I am in my basement. So it's kind of like, do you want to see like just my crappy basement window, or would I rather look at plants? So I would rather look at plants. So I put a whole bunch in here. And I'm actually down a few plants this last year. I had, I was just really busy with my husband being sick. And then I had a couple of plants pass away on me. I couldn't look after everything. But I saved a couple and then repotted them. And then a few other ones have just gone and I haven't got back to it yet, but we'll see. We'll see if I do. One of my windows is a little bit empty. No, I didn't have it threaded right. It was unthreaded in this portion right here. After I looked at it, I was like, oh, clearly that is my problem. It has bounced around and came undone. Okay, we'll see you, AA. Thank you for stopping in here. Come back again. It's pretty friendly. Even though my hair is itching me and the batting is itching me. That's why you never see me with my hair down, because it gets in my face and then it's itching me. I have a pretty green thumb. But it was, my plants died just because I literally had no time at all. So I had a couple that just didn't quite make it. And then others, as you can see, are doing quite well. They'll come back, but I just didn't have the time. So I was like, well, something's got to give around here. And it was the plants, but we'll get back at it one day. My plants outside are doing fantastic this year. I bought all kinds of like coordinated planters at HomeSense at the beginning of the spring. And I planted a whole bunch of bulbs in them. So ranunculus, ixia, gladiolas. And then I filled everything in as it started to come up with pansies and petunias and marigolds. And they are very pretty now. So sometimes I actually take my laptop computer outside and I sit outside on my little patio and I'm surrounded by all of my flowers and I will just sit out there the entire day and work on my laptop when I've got computer work to do as well. So that's kind of fun. I wish I had a bigger, more private yard, but my other half likes our yard open. So we have a chain link fence on the one side where my yard would be open to. We're on a corner lot, and I would much prefer to have like a 6-foot high board fence, but You know, pick your battles. Got a whole bunch of flowers this year, and he's been helping me with that a lot. But I also bought timers and like irrigation for it. So all the flowers outside get watered twice a day, and I don't have to lift a finger. Took a little, like, a good 4 or 5 hours to set up all the irrigation into the pots. But once we got it set up, it just runs tickety-boo, and I don't have to go outside and water my flowers all the time. I just go outside and deadhead them, which is the fun part. And then I'll turn the timers off and give them fertilizer as well. About once a week, I hand water with fertilizer, and they're beautiful this year. Notice how I've slowed down for the sticky color. Learn that lesson. And we are going to have to wind a couple bobbins when we get the faff out here in a minute, because I don't have any pre-wound gray bobbins for the faff. And if you guys are new here, I'm using the Clover fabric tube maker. Where'd everybody go? Somebody say something offensive so we can get the chat going. Oh, goodness. How many times I've thought about saying stuff too, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who Sosa is. They're clearly spamming, but it's actually kind of funny because we're getting the chat going. Barbados, Uruguay. Okay, fine. Yep. Right. That's cool. At least we got the chat going. It's too hot here. Texas to enjoy the outdoors. Oh, it's kind of like, do you want it hot? Do you want it cold? Do you want it in between? We go from one extreme to another. Usually we have temperatures in the summertime like 34 Celsius, 32 Celsius. This year, I don't think we have lots of days that are in the high 20s, but this year has been unusually cold, rainy, and not so nice. And now that it stopped raining, hi, Christina. Lynn, Ralph, what are we doing? Okay, Deborah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Lynn, we are making a fabric tube rug. So right now we're sewing the fabric tube. We've got 2.5-inch strips of fabric that we mitered end to end. We've got batting here that's also cut at 2.5 inches. We're using the fabric Clover tube maker to get the fabric in the batting and make a tube here. And we're just sewing the tube, and then we're going to actually sew the rug round and round. So I would say we're almost done sewing the strips here, you guys. This is going to be just a small 24 strip rug. And the fabric is cut width of fabric off the bolt. So if you're using quilting fabric, it will be cut at 42 or 44 inches. Yeah. 100 degrees here at 150. Thank goodness for AC. Yeah, I have AC too. I can breathe, unlike California. And I'm in France, and we're having 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's too hot. Where are you? Where in France, Lynn, are you from? Bonjour, comment ça va? I know a little bit of French, and I know a little bit of Spanish. And I need to work on both more before I lose it all. But the other night, Dordange. Is that correct? Dordange? The other night we were at a pub, and we had on the TV, everything went to like an emergency weather warning. And in Canada, we're bilingual, so everything has to be put out in French and English. And the French side came up first, and so I just read it off like nothing to the table, and told them, what was going on. And there was a massive I speak gibberish. I speak English. That's good. I can tell because you were writing in English. But yeah, there was a massive storm that went through our province, like a couple of hours away from us. And you can actually see like the storm path on satellite now. It just took out power lines and was this massive hailstorm. And there's a bunch of crops that are ruined, of course, homes, cars. It just was huge. And they expected it to have a tornado in it as well. Thankfully, I don't think it did. But it was just like this wall of storm. So I was quite proud of myself that I was able still to read in French and then, just tell everybody what was going on before the English one came up, because we get those warnings and it can be quite serious. If you live in Texas too, you guys get storms like that, right? Down in what would they call that? The Panhandle or Tornado Alley. But yeah, thankfully there wasn't any casualties other than animals, which nobody ever wants to hear an animal has been injured, but there were no human casualties. So that's good. I think it's good to learn some other languages too. I find it very helpful when I'm traveling. So the French and Spanish has been the biggest ones for me. I speak more Spanish actually than I do French. And I never took Spanish in high school. I've learned that in the last 10 years. France has similar freak storms, but this year is different temperatures. Yes. Okay, so you're down with the tornadoes there, Sabrina. Yeah, it's like it was a like serious take cover event. It was absolutely terrifying. I'm sure I saw videos like on TikTok and Instagram. Of course, it's been on the news. And then today there was like I was just scrolling Facebook for a few minutes while I was waiting. I was waiting at a service provider's. I had to go run an errand and I was stuck in my car for a few minutes. So I was scrolling Facebook and there was like a petting zoo farm down there that was had put out a call for volunteers to come down and help them clean up. They have quite a big farm and it was just going to be too big of a cleanup. So they've organized a cleanup day for tomorrow. Yeah, we have the forest fires here too. Thankfully, Calgary isn't getting them this year as bad. But we've had massive forest fires in the past go through our province. I'm sure some of you have heard of that, the Fort McMurray forest fires that were, would it have been May of, I want to say 2015, where that whole city basically burnt. You had historic flooding. We all saw that on the news, and wasn't that a thing? Just absolutely terrifying. I cannot imagine going through that. That just everybody felt for you guys down there. Very upsetting. Yeah, all those girls in the camp, just unbelievable. And have they found all the missing people yet? Like, how would they even find people? And like, what if you went missing and you didn't have like a huge family or something or a family that was like, hey, this person is actually missing? Wouldn't that be awful? You guys all know what we're talking about, right? The flooding that happened a couple months ago in Texas. Or was it even a couple months ago? I don't even know. It wasn't that long ago, was it? Okay, we've got one strip until we're at the end, and then we're going to switch machines. We're going to use this FAF Creative Ambition 635, or not Creative, Quilt Ambition 635. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't even know how you would find everybody. That's just terrible. Just know that everybody was thinking of you when we saw that on the news. We're like, it was awful. We felt terrible for you guys. I was in the high-rise building that was hit by the 2000 Fort Worth. The 2000 Fort Worth flood or fire. Hi, Monkey Moo. Welcome to the channel. We are making a jelly roll rug. We are beating the crap out of our very old Singer heavy-duty machine here that I have used for hundreds of rugs that has decided it only wants to sew a straight stitch. So after we're done sewing the straight stitch, we're going to switch to our FAF machine here, which has a nice wide zigzag. Almost done. Go slow to the end, right? So we don't have any more screw ups. We're using the Clover fabric tube maker. Channel memberships are open and will always be open. If you want to join the channel and support the fun, it's $2 a month. And as soon as I am done sewing this tube, I'm going to show you guys the prize that we're going to draw when we reach 150 paid members. It's a pretty sweet prize pack. You'll have to give me your address and then I'll send it off to you if you're the winner. We're going to choose a random name from the first 150 paid members. I just started doing lives a couple of weeks ago and opened up the channel membership, and we've already got 12 members. Gosh, that must have been terrifying. Yeah, so let's just finish off this little part of the tube, and then I'll show you the big prize here. So I've pulled the Clover tube maker off, and I'm just going to stop here, trim back, do like an angle on the fabric so I can have a nice little tapered end on the edge of it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Hello. Hello, hello, everybody that is watching. Welcome to the channel. And if you want to see like a close-up of all of these different steps, I do have the full-length Jelly Roll Rug Ultimate tutorial on my channel. You can go back and watch that at any time. You'll be able to watch this replay too. We're just doing a live sew and chat here today, but I show you all the close-up steps, including how to make this taper. And all of the supplies that you need for this project are linked in the video description. And I have made now over 1,500 rugs. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to help. All right. This is a nice little taper that we got. Pretty good. So that is how I like to finish the ends of these. I'm going to turf this off into the basket so we can get started on the next step here in just a second. But we're going to show, if you're new here to the lives, people come and go off these lives. So we're going to show the giveaway prize again, just in case somebody is new and they didn't get to see it. So we do this usually 3 times through a video, at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. Okay, so if you want to be a paid member of the channel, It's $2 a month. You can hit join at the top of your screen. There's a join link in the video description. There's also a join button on the main channel. So anywhere that you want to hit join, it starts at $2 a month, which if Steph's still here, she will tell you how much is that equal to, Steph. I'm sure she's still here because she's always here. And we love her for that. So we have this huge prize pack that we've been building up for days and days and days. So the first prize, and you have to give me your address, right? We'll do a random draw. We'll pick one of those out of the first 150. You have to give me your address so I can send this off. It's free of charge. Okay, so we've got the tube maker, which we're currently using today. We did a live with this, so you can go back and rewatch any of these lives as well. We made a Christmas dish towel. And hi, Zara. There's a live for that as well. That one was interactive. They helped pick the button and everything for it. A couple days ago, we did soup bowl cozies, and we took a vote. And I said you could either have 2 finished soup bowl cozies in this color palette or 4 unsewn cozies. And the tutorial is on my channel as well. But you'll receive a gift pack of 4 unsewn ones because that's the vote. They voted for unsewn. Then we did a magnets. So I had a new magnet maker and I was really getting tired of throwing out all my scraps. So I found a project that I can make with like 2 1/8 inch square pieces of fabric. So you receive 8 Christmas magnets. Then we did the reversible Christmas placemats with Robert Kaufman fabric. So you receive a set of 2 Christmas placemats. Then I announced my new book, which is available on Amazon. So if anybody wants to do something like this or knows somebody that does, I basically made a $2,000 course. I put it into a book. It's available for $14.95 American. It's called From Zero to YouTuber. And it's on Amazon right now by Jolene Airy. So you receive a copy of my book. And then the biggest part of the prize is the FAF quilt box, which is 2 quilting rulers, 1 rotary cutter, some rotary blades, and some FAF needles. And then on the bottom side of this, we also have a rotating cutting mat. So the prize is currently valued at $430. You're pretty close, Sabrina. We're at $430. And if you're the winner, I will send off this huge pack of gifts to you. And then as we do more lives, we may add more things to this gift pack. We may not. We'll see. And now we're going to change the machine to the Quilt Ambition. We're going to thread a couple of bobbins. I got to get some soup bowl cozies out of the way here. I need more room. And if you're wondering, good golly, why does she have so many machines? Well, I sew for business and I had staff, but I let everybody go and I'm kind of winging it this year on my own. So some of these machines were at my staff's residence, but we were having issues. Communication issues and just can't get it together issues. So I said to them, that is enough of this. And then there was also the lying, which kind of is not even a kind of annoys me, is like really makes me mad. Yeah. Sure, everybody that's here is like, they'll get to know me as things go on and be like, what on earth happened with all this stuff? But basically it's like you give somebody a job and sometimes they take advantage of you and they have a problem for every solution. You know the type. Yeah, Steph. I'm a greedy sewing machine hoarder. That's what I am. We had this spammer on the channel here. If you're new here, it's an inside joke, but we had this spammer guy on the channel. I do have a Facebook page. I hardly ever use it because I hate it. I'm mostly on YouTube. My Facebook got hacked a few years ago, and I had a huge business following and Instagram following on there, and then it got hacked. And I was like, I am never working on a platform ever again that doesn't pay me. Because as much as I love doing this, if you're working for free, you're working for free. And that's a choice you have to make. But I don't like working for free. So I work on YouTube because nothing has gained as much traction in my business as YouTube. It's evergreen. So the content can be found. Whereas when I post on Instagram or Facebook, the content disappears within hours and nobody can ever find it. So I have very limited interactions on my Facebook account. I have one. It makes me look legitimate as far as when I'm applying for different things, but I typically don't use it. And yet my dad would help people. I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. People are sometimes their own worst enemies. Like they put themselves in the position and then they wonder why they're there. No, I'm not doing this. As much as I love to help people, this was just a situation where somebody was clearly taking advantage of what the agreement was. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to put up with that for about 5 minutes. So, Steph, I use QuickBooks and I have a link for it if you need it. It integrates with Shopify. And I know you're not quite there yet with setting up your website, but honestly, I wouldn't get anything else. And then once you get Shopify, link everything up to QuickBooks, and I have QuickBooks Online, and I'm sure I have a link for it. But if you email me, maybe they have a code, like a discount code. I don't know if they do right now. Sometimes, like just depending on what time of the year it is, they'll have it on sale for like 75% off for 6 months. But I haven't looked for a while. We're going to say, do you have a link for that? To get you a t-shirt that says I have a link for that. You know what? I started out my business and I was like, how could I help more people plus make money? Do I make a lot of money off the links? No. But do I make some money? Yes. And does that help me grow my business and do fun things and hire, staff and participate in things in the community? Absolutely, yes. But I have a link for practically everything. And if you've bought my book, the links are in the back of the book. But once I started building my business, I was like, well, why couldn't I have a link for the sewing machine? Why couldn't I have a link for Shopify or for QuickBooks? You have to start small, but once you grow to a certain level, when you apply to some of these bigger programs, they just say yes. It's a month expense online or standalone program. You're funny. Yeah, that's okay. I love joking around. I actually don't pay monthly. I pay yearly because it has a monthly subscription plan. But when you pay yearly, you save money because they knock the price down. So even for my Shopify store, I used to pay monthly and now I pay yearly because it saves me, I want to say like, was it $164 Canadian a year when I switched to the yearly plan, which is money, right? So why not? But I'll tell you this right now, I'm not going to wear that t-shirt. Not because, you're not funny, but because I don't wear t-shirts with writing on them. I'm like, no, no, no. And you're going to see me down here in my black ratty tatty t-shirt, like over and over and over again as this channel grows and stuff. And that's because when I'm sewing all this fluffy, fuzzy stuff, I don't want to wear my good clothes in my sewing machine room and get them all freaking ruined with lint from batting and stuff because it sticks to everything and it piles. And I have, good clothes that I go out to dinner in, but I'm not going to come down into my sewing room and just absolutely wreck them with thread and fuzzies because they just get ruined. So hope you like black t-shirts or gray t-shirts. Some of my other edited videos where I'm not, just sewing all day, I will wear different clothing in it. But for the most part, I just use crap clothes. Katie Bug. Yeah, I have a bunch of that Insel Bright stuff. To me, it resembles a porcupine. You just get stuck with everything everywhere. Okay, so now how are we going to sew this rug? We are going to find where the first color ends and the next color begins. And then this first color we're going to sew in 2/3. So that way we'll have a solid color in the middle of the rug without a color change. And when we sew it into thirds, it's always going to be the solid color in the center. So you kind of have to go back and forth a few times, adjust where the fold is. Yeah, or we have to have lint rollers. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy how much lint there is in the sewing room. Sometimes if you wear clothes too, like that don't have like non-sticky clothes, like my pants, nothing sticking to, but they're basically like a dressy kind of track pant material. So everything kind of slides off them. Okay, so we have our 3. It took me a little bit to fold back and forth. And then I'm always going to sew with the folded sewn side to the left of me, and then the folded sew like always to the left, and that way I have this nice smooth edge on the outside as I'm sewing. So I'm going to switch to a zigzag stitch. We're going to go to number 5. We're going to make it as wide as we possibly can, and I think I had it at 7 and 5 before on this machine, Quilt Ambition 635. When the video is done editing, I will put a link in for this. I didn't do it so far. Sorry, I forgot about the sewing machine. And then I start sewing like an inch and a quarter down, and I go zigzag back first, and then I come forward. I like to have my needle in the needle down position. Questions, comments, concerns? Anyone? Bueller. So this machine definitely does not sew as fast as that Singer Heavy Duty, but I really love the quality of the stitching on it. And everything seems to stay flat. It all gets fed in equally. And in order to get your rug to stay flat, what I do is I basically make pleats on the inside of the fabric. So as it's going around the corner, I squish the fabric up on the inside that's going to get sewn down. And as I make those little folds and pleats, the outside will lay flat. And as mentioned, I do have that QuickBooks is 120 a year. Sting said everything is a subscription and you can't just buy the program and be done with it. Yeah. And they do all kinds of updates and everything. And oh, McFly. That's funny. Steph, do you think you can get the desktop version? I don't know if there is a desktop version. Somebody go look that up. I think the desktop version too. It's like Microsoft. You have to pay for freaking Microsoft. Remember when we had like Windows 7 and you just bought a computer with Windows 7 on it? And I don't know, was that 2007? And then like I have a computer over here that's half dead that still has Windows 2007 on it. I turn it on when I want to do product research and I'm using my computers and having different screens open. But yeah, everything gets really expensive. So if you want to see the close-up tutorial, I do have a close-up tutorial. It has 42,000 views on it. It's called the jelly roll, the ultimate jelly roll or rag rug tutorial on my channel. It's the very first video you actually see when you come to the channel. It's pinned right to the top of it. It's like the featured video. And I show you all these steps super close up and explain the whole process so that you can have this a flat rug. Yeah, water used to be free. Now we're all paying for water. Like, I know, I'm not in charge of pricing. But when I run for Queen of the Planet, you're all going to vote for me. I'll give you links, and then we'll have free water. Okay, here's something we could do today. Have you guys, how would I explain this? Okay, if anybody here follows Mr. Beast, or even if you don't follow him, there's this thing going on right now with a whole bunch of creators all over the world, where they're collecting money under the hashtag Team Water. And they're raising $40 million to put clean water into all kinds of different places in the world. And for every dollar of donation that you do, it essentially buys somebody clean water for 2 years, I believe is how it worked out. So if you haven't seen it and you've got $5 in your back pocket, maybe go donate to Team Water. You can look it up, like look up Mr. Beast. He's the biggest YouTuber, and just follow the link. And they've got all kinds of huge corporations. Shopify, who's running the merch for the program, they started the donations at $500,000. YouTube threw in $2 million because he is the biggest creator on YouTube. And so they're trying to affect change all over the world. I'm just using a 9014 for this needle right now, dear. Yeah. So they're trying to get water to a whole bunch of people all over the world, get them clean, running drinking water for decades, putting in purification plants, fixing wells, putting in reverse osmosis stations, like all kinds of crazy projects. So if you want to donate to something today, like obviously, thank you for donating. If you've left me a super chat today and stuff like that too, and I just didn't see it if it was up there, I appreciate all of that. But also, I think it would be important if we could support some other less fortunate people in the world. And, water is very important. So I have 6 domestics, 2 sergers, 2 embroidery machines. I have industrial machines, a skiver, bag sewing machine, cover stitch serger, cylinder, and 2 garbet sewing machines. Okay, so we're all going to Dina's house. The heck, girl? Okay, so we're all going to catch a plane. You said Texas, right? I don't mind Texas. We'll come to your place. You can host a retreat. Put us up in the local hotels, and we'll come over and use up some of your fabric for you. Do you ever look at where your thread is and go, how on earth did you even get there? Like legit, how on earth would my thread have even got to where it was wrapped around this little piece of machinery up here? All right, so slow and steady wins the race here. You can use a Janome purple tip needle. Make sure you get the Janome brand, not the off brand on Amazon. You could use 116 jeans needle. But I had a 9014 in here already, and it seemed to be doing quite well, so I just didn't take it out. Yeah, she's missing the partridge in the pear tree. Too funny. If you visit Vegas, just let me know. I will. I have not been to Vegas for a few years, but we did go there years ago, and we went for Halloween, which was an absolute freaking hoot. We stayed at the Golden Nugget, so we were right on Fremont Street, where they have this massive party on Halloween. We went with, I think there was about 7 of us. We had Halloween costumes, of course. And then on Halloween, we got up early in the morning and we went and sat at this bar on Fremont Street. And we basically stayed there from 10 in the morning until 4 the next morning. And we just switched off who went upstairs and went back to the hotel. Excuse me, need a drink. And got our Halloween costumes on. The bar itself was not that exciting, but it was about 30 feet away from like one of those huge stages they have going set up. And so they have like this huge, massive Halloween show all night with bands and dancers and like just all kinds of fun stuff. So we had seating because we stayed at the bar the entire day. Ordered their food, so we had food service. Ordered their drinks, so we had drink service, and we had chairs. So it was so much fun. We were so done, like just absolutely spent, hungover, like all, the whole Vegas thing. And then the next day, so for the day afterwards, you're a block from Fremont Street. How the heck do you get a block from Fremont Street? Do you live in a hotel? But I booked a private cabana at the Golden Nugget for the next day. Don't get yourselves worked up. I got it on a Groupon. It was in the off season, but we used it and then, went down the water slides through the shark tank and everything, had food service there, but basically we got to lay around in this cabana for the entire day. An apartment. Interesting. There's apartment. I guess there would be apartments that close to the strip. Super fun. If you're ever there, stay at the Golden Nugget. You'll be right on Fremont Street. The hotel was lovely. Just had a blast. And like I said, there were 7 of us. The guys all went to a race, like at the big motocross raceway out there. The girls went to the outdoor outlet mall, which was super fun. Got to do some shopping. So as you guys can see, this rug is going to be super flat. And it won't take long. 24 strips actually goes pretty dang quick. What's everybody going to do this weekend? I know this is Friday afternoon and you guys are hanging with me, but I won't be here for forever. So we got plans for the weekend. If it's nice, we're going to go ride our electric bikes, which we just got this year. Pretty exciting. Some of you may know if you've been here for a while, my husband was very, very sick with colon cancer the last couple of years, and now he's doing a bit better. But he had a bunch of abdominal surgeries. Things didn't go right, complications, all kinds of stuff. So he's really lacking in the core strength. So we got e-bikes, and we're riding them quite a little bit, which is really helping him get some of his strength back into his stomach muscles. And honestly, I don't think he would be able to ride very far on a pedal bike just yet. I'm doing doggy daycare, 3 extra shelties. Oh, that's fun. So last week we did like 30 kilometers on our bikes, and we essentially left our house and just rode our bikes to our friends' houses. Like we're 12, except for we stopped in for alcohol. So that was pretty fun. And sewing, just got some new jelly rolls in the mail today. Where'd you get them from, Steph? Not the greatest, but it was short notice because my brother's movies start packing. Love, my Aunt Barbara. Okay, well, sorry, Trinity, that's not that great, is it? Then the transfer, you got one finally call and good pay raise at the Walmart here. Well, perfect. I think I missed part of a comment there. Sabrina is going to sew. I'm going to sew. I have Christmas markets, but I'm also going to ride my bike because it's going to be nice out for a couple of days. So we might be able, if anybody's around, I might be able to do a couple lives this weekend too as I'm sewing, because I have to do this work anyway. So watch for those. Not sure of a time. Annie's Addict. Bee fabric, super cheap on sale, and the quality is good. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, he's okay now. For now, he's okay. It was a nightmare couple of years, but we got through. Thank you for your sympathy. I appreciate that. And I talk about it all the time because I feel like, it's important for people to, not just like sit and dwell on things or whatever, but it was an important part of our lives, and it's kind of changed like my whole way of that I am, really. And I'm grateful that he's better and that I'm able to have this flexibility to work at home and be there for all of his appointments and stuff. So yeah. You want a bigger place so you can foster cats. Oh, that's sweet. Yes, thanks, Steph, for telling us where you can get some fabric. I do have a video on my channel called the 10 best places to get jelly roll fabric. So if you guys want to go watch that video, there's a whole bunch of different places that often have good sales on there. So I did like a formal edited video for that, which was kind of fun because we all need to get our supplies somewhere. So if you've got some good tips, please let us know. $8.39 for a 40 count jelly roll. What? How on earth can you get a jelly roll for $8.39? What's going on here? What in the craft supplies available in the United States is going on here? Sorry about your gallbladder, Trinity. So Clean House Laundry. I don't know if I can sew together other than doing these lives right now, but we'll see. Yeah, it is my story, right? Like, it's important that we share this stuff. You have perseverance. I sure do. Yeah, I have no idea. I was shocked also. Okay, where did they get the fabric from? Is it cotton? Is it cotton fabric? Now I'm curious. Is that cotton fabric? I maybe should have done a bit wider stitch length on this because this does seem to be going, like, it looks really nice, but I think I could lengthen the stitch length and this would go a little bit quicker. But you can't do it now because you already started the rug, right? It's 100% cotton. Huh, interesting. The the other thing too is like I'm on the YouTube platform for a reason, right? Like as much as I love the chats and everything, but I'm here to grow the channel. And so I have to figure out like how much time do I have? Like, do I want to, if I go off the platform, then I'm not putting content on the platform. So is that going to slow down my growth? And the whole point of doing the lives is to grow the channel so that we can do all these like fun, amazing things. And if I take it off of there, like I'm not going to get paid to do a Google Meet as much as like everybody's fun and I get that. But I'm just like, oh gosh, how many hours in the day do I have to set up one more thing? I'll have to see about that. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying to have a stroke that bad. I almost lost my husband like 6 times in the last 2 years from different complications from colon cancer. So, and not even like when you some people are very dramatic. Oh, I almost died, and it's like, no, you didn't, Trina, or whatever the hell your name is. Like, he aspirated vomit and crashed, and they had to intubate him and put him in a coma for days. So that is my new version of like, how, did you almost die? Actually, did you? So yes, many times, and it was an absolute nightmare, and we weren't sure he was going to make it through. And that was just like one instance, not even all the things that went on. Hunting for killer deals. Me too. I'm always hunting for deals. I bought a lot of fabric, Jelly Roll fabric, strip fabric, and at this year's Christmas market, I'm going to have the fabric for sale. Yeah, dang. Yeah, no, we're not kidding. Like, come and tell me about your drama, and I may just tell you to sit down, because a lot of people just have like made up like drama. And it's hard when somebody's that sick, because you get so many people that they'll send you like, oh, let me know if you need anything. All you did right there was give me another job. So if you know somebody that has somebody that's sick, don't ask them to, let me know if you need anything. Just bake them some cookies and drop it off at their door. Very good advice. Hancock's will have yardage for $5.99 a yard. I've heard of this Hancock's place and I've never been. I think I'm missing a couple comments here. It's been a... Okay, I'm not sure what's happened there, Trinity, but I didn't see all the comments, but I hope you feel better. Yeah, he didn't know he was sick. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I was just talking to my uncle who lives in Hawaii, who told me he had another stroke on July 28th. And I'm like, what? And I said to him, how many is that? And he said 6. I'm like, what on earth? Like, he has some sort of rare blood and heart condition thing, and he just keeps having strokes, and it's been going on now for about 4 years. And so he's had his 6th stroke. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I'm at home, so I was out in the garden today. I'm like, what? How could you be out in the garden? Like, I don't know if he was just sitting out there or what he was doing, but I'm like, how he keeps bouncing back from these is just insane. Just kind of crazy. All right, we're almost done. probably 6 more strips here to go, and then this one will be done. I love this color palette. This gray kind of pulls, like, you know, some grays, depending on the light, this one kind of pulls purple. So it's not a very dull gray. It's not a dove gray. It actually, this whole color palette kind of pulls a wee bit purple, which I like. Yeah, you definitely don't need any advice. We got our fair share of advice. And now some of those people I don't even talk to. Some of them are family. And I'm like, oh my goodness, just when somebody's that sick, it will bring out the best in people and it'll bring out the worst. Right? Okay, let's talk about more happy things. Let's change the subject to happy thoughts, because I feel like we're going down a rabbit hole here where we could all just complain about miserable things, and that's not where I want to sit on the end of a Friday afternoon. I don't want to sit in that. And because I'm the boss of this channel, yeah, my pup is napping. Oh. Have you seen that thing on Instagram that is like, there's nothing better than petting a waking up dog? You know, when they're all like, oh, and stretching out, and that's the best. I love my cuddly mornings with my dog. This morning, however, she was especially cuddly and I wasn't ready to get up yet. I'm like, could you go away for like an hour? Go sleep on Dad's pillow for an hour and then come back and talk to me. So my boy cat lays on his backs with his legs open. Yeah, they do that, don't they? How are we all feeling about this rug? Do we like the colors? Excellent. So this is grays and white. I have one strip in here that's mostly white with like a gray ceiling fan design. And then I have one design in here that is all gray. So I'm of course going to show you the very close up when it's done, which shouldn't be too long here, a couple more minutes. And we'll get this guy done and move on with our life for the day. But I'm glad I did this because I was kind of feeling like poo with my headache. And I was like, I don't even want to go do this. But you know what? Sometimes whenever I'm feeling the crappiest, I think to myself, you could always just sew a rug. You don't have to think. You don't have to do the hard stuff on the computer. You don't have to be like super physical. You know, like the magnets would be a more physical one. The cutting the Supo cozies yesterday was a more physical job. But no matter how bad I'm feeling, I think to myself, you could always sit and sew a rug. And so I did. Back zippers also being fluffy. Sometimes it's hard to tell which end is up with the shelties. Like literally just 142-inch strip. I think I missed what you've said there, Sabrina. And when you're melting drawstrings bag, give you a good idea for a bag. I am going to do some Christmas bags. I have the material, like Christmas shopping bags. When I'm at these huge markets, people are walking around and they have, so many things that they've bought at the market. They're often running out of room. And so I decided this year to buy some canvas Christmas fabric, and I'm going to make canvas shopping bags and sell them at the market and be like, hey, you look like you have your hands full. Would you like to buy my bag that I made? We'll see how many of those we can sell. And then I was also thinking with that same fabric, I could do some of those like great big sack bags. You guys, we're at low battery, 20% remaining. Oh no. Low battery on the phone warning has come up, but we've only got a couple minutes left, so we should be able to get through this. I know I've said that a couple of times, but we're almost done this rug. So this is 24 strip. The batting I'm using is cut at 2.5-inch strips too. I cut this fabric with my Accuquilt machine. Every single link you need for this project is in the description of the video. So you can go and shop all the supplies if you want to. That helps the channel out. And if you want to see the up-close tutorial, step-by-step tutorial, I have that on the channel as well. It's called the Ultimate Jelly Roll or Rag Rug Tutorial. It's pinned to the actual start of my channel. So you'll be able to see that there. If you subscribe to the channel, you can go watch the videos that have the little gold presents on them, and they have giveaways in those videos. You need to follow the instructions. And once we've met the threshold for the instructions, we'll do a draw. You could win a prize. And if you're a channel member, one of the first 150 channel members, you will be entered into a draw for this huge gift pack that I will show you when I'm done sewing this rug here in just a minute, because that's how much we have left. 1.5 strips here, and we will be done this rug. Then I'm going to have to charge my phone. And from a gal, you need to watch the long form video tutorial, and I literally show you how to sew this flat. So it's a step-by-step tutorial. Did I just run out of bobbin thread? I did. Ah, dang. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. And I have this much left, just like not even a full strip. Let me see if I have a gray bobbin kicking around here that's got even a little bit of thread on it. Oh, I do. I've got one here that's about at a half. So we'll switch this out real quick. Your rug, if it's not flat, you're either pushing or pulling. And in that tutorial, I teach you each and every step to get a flat rug. So it's linked to the video description. When this video is done processing by YouTube, which can take up to 24 hours for the full processing to do, I will have the other tutorial linked at the end of this live. But you can find it anywhere on my channel, the Ultimate Jelly Roll or Rag Rug Tutorial. Go and have a looky-loo, and I will help you figure out how to get a flat rug. I don't know why it's not telling people when I'm going live. I think it tells you of the new videos, but it hasn't always been telling people when I'm going live. Like I said, if we're around tomorrow, I'll try to do a live at some point tomorrow. I can't make any promises on the weekend, this weekend, just because we've got a couple of other things to do, but I'll try to do another live tomorrow. And when I'll announce it whenever I can. If I know that I'm going to go live, I'll put a notice in the community tab, and it'll say it'll be like a community post. It'll say, hey guys, on Tuesday or whatever at 2 o'clock I'm going to go live. So that's the best I can do. I can't always have like a like an actual schedule here, just because I do so many different things. And like yesterday I said to you guys, yeah, I can go live to at 1:30, but tomorrow I don't know for sure what time I would be able to do it, if I can do it. So I just have to kind of go with the flow here sometimes. Of other projects with our life and stuff, it's just not always that easy. I think like as I go along to get into a bit of a rhythm. Um, yeah, I thought it would pop up on your screen too. Isn't that weird? It'll, we'll get into a rhythm, and we'll maybe be able to figure out kind of some sort of a like a regular schedule of like, hey, Mondays at 3 I'm live. But just with all the stuff going on in the summertime with camping and friends and dinners and my husband and the reno things that we had to do because we flooded, I just haven't got like a firm schedule yet. So I'm trying to do my best. All right, so here is the rug. This is the finished color. How are we all feeling about this? And then I'm going to show you the channel giveaway here. So I have the same thing regarding notifications. I don't get it. It's like, why offer a notifications thing if you're not going to actually use it, right? Like I don't, and YouTube does that. So you guys, if you like this, subscribe to the channel, watch the videos with the gold presents, and you can win those prizes. But if you want to become a paid member, you can hit the join button at the top of your screen. There's a link in the video description, or you can go back to the main channel header and there's a join button there. So it's $2 a month. And if you're one of the first 150 paid members of the channel, you'll be entered into this draw. I'm going to do a random, put the names in, pick a random name, and we'll send you off this huge prize if you're the winner. You have to tell me your address. So we have 4 soup bowl cozies unsewn. We took a vote during a live yesterday or the day before when we were doing the soup bowl cozies, and said they would rather have 4 in a kit unsewn than 2 finished ones. We had a live where we did this Christmas tea towel, and you can go ahead and watch that live. We did a live where we announced my book, which is available on Amazon, called From Zero to YouTuber. It's a great book. I think it's a great book. And a couple of the ladies here have bought the book, so they can chime in on it, see what they've got to say about it. It's basically a $2,000 course in a book showing you what I do here. So if you want to do something like this or know somebody that does, grab them the book. Sabrina has got the book. She's loving it. Thank you, Sabrina. We've got the fridge magnets that we made live as well with the new magnet maker. So now we're using up our 2-inch scraps of fabric. Crazy, because I always had scraps and I needed a new project because I got really tired of wasting material. We did a jelly roll. So we have the fabric, Clover fabric tube maker, which will be in that draw as well. Then we have bought it, so love it. That's no joke. Oh, thank you, Sabrina. She's not joking. She loves the book. We have 2 reversible Christmas placemats, which we made with Robert Kaufman fabric. And then the largest part of the gift is this FAF quilters kit, which has 2 quilting rulers, a rotary cutter, rotary blades, and 2 packs of needles. But wait, it gets better. But wait, there's more. Like the infomercials back in the day. And then there is a rotating cutting mat as well. So if you're one of the first 150 paid members of the channel at $2 a month, which is a quarter cup of coffee, if you ask Steph, you're going to be entered into this draw, and it's going to be fun. So what else? What else do you guys want to know before we go here today? I'm finished the rug. I'm sure my husband is going to go out for his work beers because it's Friday afternoon, and I will be home. I just kind of feel like I need an extra cup of decaf coffee today. What are we all thinking? Are we happy with the project? I can show you once again. All the supplies are in the video description link for you guys there. And we'll try to do another couple lives here on the weekend if we've got some time for it. I appreciate you all being here. And Sabrina, thank you so much. Thank you, you girls, all the regular girls. You can tell who the members are. They've been here for a couple of weeks now. And we just keep adding in another person. It's getting to be so much fun. Yeah, like an actual tight little supportive community where we're sharing knowledge and just kind of having some fun with the project. So we're just going to finish up the comments here and then let everybody else get on with their day. How long were we here for? Like an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe? Not that long. Leave some hearts on the way out the door. Yep, that always helps the channel grow. And we've still got 27 of you guys here. Hour and 35. Hey, that's not too bad for a 24 strip rug while we're sewing live, while we're yip-yapping and all that kind of stuff. So if you're taking days and days to sew your jelly roll rugs, go and watch that other tutorial because this will help you speed it up. And trust me, you guys, I started with tears and actual curse words, like great big ones, multiple in several languages. But now I'm able to sew these a little bit quicker. So kind of fun project. And I got an itchy nose because I got batting up my nose. I'm glad I discovered your live events a few days ago. Well, hi, Jennifer, again. You were here the whole time, weren't you? Because didn't you comment at the beginning of the video too? And you all have a great weekend. Hearts on the way out the door. You can see I'm covered in lint. Now I look like a chicken in the camera pecking at some food. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. Consider joining the channel if you can. It's a couple of bucks and get in on that draw. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Bye, everyone. Oh, I got to take the camera. You get the awkward face shot. And okay, now I've closed the low battery notification and now we'll